time of executive session. Report. We have some motions for us, Paul?
I do. So I'm going to move to approve the Hancock County Commission minutes order number 2024-01. Hancock County Three Rivers Solar Power Municipal Development Tax Increment Financing District as presented.
Second motion. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, and it's key here that what we're approving is the signing of the order. Okay, so move to approve the Hancock County Commissioners Order number 2024-02, Hancock County Three Rivers Solar Power Community Benefit Agreement as presented.
Second motion. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, I couldn't have any other.
I do not have anything to order.
Commissioner, any suggestions for future agendas?
Yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
Michael, I'd like to suggest some future meeting would come to us with amendments to our policy on emotions, lateral transfers. I'd like to see you consider that suggestion that we change the word rate. You know, it says the rate won't change. We change that term rate to step, at least in the lateral. Not maybe in the quotient. Also, Michael, I'd like I'd like to make it clearer. When it talks about a promotion, it says, I think it's something about at least a 5% increase. Somebody could argue that that means it's negotiable, as long as it's at least, it could be anything. And I'd like to see it say that once the 5% has been identified, it's the next step. So if you make 475 and you got a 5% increase, okay, you identify that 5% increase and then you go to the next step on the appropriate scale.
This is just really housekeeping, gentlemen. We've had this a couple times lately, and the rate thing is something that Michael and I basically just had to come to an agreement on. What does that mean? And it's a problem because when it was written, rate was applicable because you're talking about one scale. Today, it's a little foggier because you have four scales, 3 union and a non-union. So I think this will help with these transfers from one department within the county government to another. And it's clear on what their rate of pay will be.
You all set, right?
Yes, I think I know what you want.
And I'm just gonna add that at some point, I know it's, we probably should be tackling some of our policies moving forward, you know, like, as if you have nothing to do. You know,
I feel like I brought this up though, and kind of bringing upon myself when I said it to you, so.
No, but I think, you know, I'm not saying tomorrow, or we just, you know, in the next year, 2 years, just plug away at these policies, put them in a place where, you know, maybe on the web or something, where it's not, you know, when somebody like me has a question, what's our policy on that? I shouldn't have to bother you or Monica or anyone, any other staff member. It just sometimes feels like wasting time calling.
Have you made any arrangements to have like the CBAs available to you when you will examine those?
Yes.
You,
Well, when I have a question, I'll call staff and Michael usually.
Michael's staff has sent me the CBAs so that I can sit down at my computer and bring those up and review those right from then, which is helpful. I don't have to bother them and ask them.
Yeah. No, and the only reason I bring that up in Bar Harbor many years ago, that's what, we used to have a policy manual and you'd have to always some little thing changed and you'd have to file it in your manual and it was put on section of the county website, so public could see it, we could see it, you know.
As long as you're not talking about wholesale modification of policy.
No.
Because
I'm not suggesting that at all.
I've seen this in the past where they do that and they ended up trying to fix something that's not broken.
Yeah, no,
I think what we need to do, Michael, is every time you identify
Yeah.
issue as it comes up, look at it as, does this need to be modified? Does it need to be, you know, brought into the 21st century?
And that's really probably, a lot of it would be updating, or in some cases, there may be issues which it's no longer applicable anymore, so that, I mean, there's no sense to even have the policy, maybe.
Right.
I mean, that's not my decision to make, obviously, that's yours, but at least to bring up and say, well, here's the policy.
And if you can see your way through, I'd like to see side letters for the union to acknowledge these changes in the existing contracts, because it could be 3 years before one, you know, the RCC because of the contract. So if they could be willing to sign a side letter to this clarification, that we could have this in effect. Yeah,
and I'm not trying to create work, I'm just saying, as it comes up, you know, when you need us to deal with it, we should deal with it.
And we know we're already starting a plan on pulling together different sections of personnel policy, well, basically trying to update all of that. So some of these we can take care of like this when they come up, but eventually we'd like to try to get something back to you too that hopefully addresses everything that we can envision, and then whatever else that you may think of, so. But we are starting to work on that already anyway.
Great,
Can I have a motion?
move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
thank you.